Hello, PAC members. Welcome back. I'm so excited to join you again this month. Hi, my name is Jocelyn Yerian, and I'm the Dog Aging Project Social Media Specialist at Texas A&M. Now, we know a lot of you have been super busy enjoying your summer, so we took a quick break from PAC events in July, and instead, we're bringing you this summer edition PAC Appreciation event. We'll be back to our regular schedule in September. Also, a quick reminder that today's event will remain available for viewing on our YouTube channel. So if you want to rewind any of these parts and share it with a friend, please do. Now, we already have a bunch of great questions from the dog park and from your emails. But if you still have more questions for us today, we'll do our best to answer them in the chat, or better yet, over at the dog park. Since we're talking about your annual update today, and that can involve personal information, I'd also like to remind you that you can always reach out to us, to our team for help by email. So just email us at team@dogagingproject.org. Now, if you do happen to log in at the dog park, it's our community forum exclusively for PAC members. You can enter in our monthly giveaway for some Dog Aging Project stickers. So be sure to head over there and go enter. Now, today we're going to talk about what it takes to be a good PAC member. And one of the most important parts of this project is the annual follow-up survey. I'm joined today by Harmony Peraza, our study participant manager here at Texas A&M. Harmony leads the team that supports all our wonderful PAC members as you complete surveys and activities at our research portal. So, hi, Harmony.
Hi there, Jocelyn. Thank you. I'm excited to be here again and talking about the annual follow-up survey. I hear we'll also have a special guest with us today, too.
We will, so stay tuned. So lots of people here, Dog Aging Project, and think we're studying old dogs, and we are. But our main objective is to study dogs as they age, and we accept all dogs from puppy to old age. That means the most important thing for the Dog Aging Project is collecting observations year after year as your dogs age. That part of this project is arguably even more important than analyzing your dog's DNA and some of the other big things we do.
That's right, Jocelyn. Getting those updates year after year is what makes this project different. It's what makes it a longitudinal study. Longitudinal research follows specific individuals over a period of time, observing what happens to them and the conditions around them so that cause and effect can be determined. If we only asked you these survey questions once and never again, that could still be valuable, but it would be what's called cross-sectional data. That's a snapshot of a population, and it could be helpful for identifying certain trends, but we wouldn't be able to fully explain those trends without more data and without more observations over time. So that's why every one of you in the Dog Aging PAC who keeps coming back year after year are so special and important to us. You're our community scientists collecting observations from home, giving this research program the valuable longitudinal data that we need. We truly couldn't do this without you.
We really do appreciate each and every one of you supporting this program by submitting your observations every year. We have several other surveys and activities that take place throughout the year, and additional studies like Triad, which most of you are probably familiar with. But these annual surveys are what gives the project such incredible scientific power. Every single member of the Dog Engaging Project is contributing to that, and that's really amazing. I should also add too, if you're curious to learn more about our longitudinal and cross-sectional studies and how the science happens between those two, we have a recent article up and our blog that takes a closer look at it. So check it out at dogagingproject.org.
Let's talk about the annual follow-up survey. What's in it? How is it different from the first big survey that you all did for us, the Health and Life Experience Survey? Just like the Health and Life Experience Survey, the annual follow-up survey consists of several smaller surveys that focus on different aspects of your dog's life. In fact, they are very much the same, but this follow-up is designed to capture any changes from that first survey. For one thing, that means the follow-up is not nearly as long, whereas the first set of surveys you did took you probably upwards of 2 hours, and thank you. These follow-up surveys really take somewhere between 15 to 30 minutes, depending on how much information you have to share with us.
Shorter is nice. Something called the annual follow-up survey probably gives you an idea of how often we do it annually, but everyone in the pack receives the survey at a different time. So how do you know when to expect yours? Well, that's easy. It arrives on your pack anniversary day. Your pack anniversary day is the day that you became a pack member by finishing up the Health and Life Experience Survey. There are a couple of ways you can find your pack anniversary day. First one, take a look at your pack certificate. If you didn't save it, that's okay. You can always find it again by signing into your personal research portal, or you can sign into the dog park and check out your profile there. Your pack anniversary is shown as the date you joined the dog park. And 2/3 of our pack members have their pack anniversary between August and November. So our team is standing by, ready to give you your extra support around this time of year. You'll always receive an invitation by email when your annual follow-up survey is ready. So make sure your Dog Aging Project emails aren't going to spam.
Thanks, Jocelyn. That's helpful. I didn't know that the pack anniversary showed up at the dog park too. We also often send you an early heads up email about a week or so in advance to help you plan in case you might have a vacation coming up or need to obtain new medical records for your companion canine. Once you receive your invitation to the annual follow-up survey, you'll have about 40 days to complete it. While we'd love to hear from you about your special dog all year round, we unfortunately have to limit the window in which we collect this follow-up information in order to provide a snapshot of that specific time point. That said, because this new data is coming in from all the different pack members all year long, our scientists are studying that data right away. So as soon as you finish your annual follow-up survey, we are already crunching those numbers on your responses. So thank you.
That's right. And we're already starting to see research papers being written by members of our team based on your observations from home. So keep an eye on our social media channels for some of those to be published soon. As far as the annual follow-up survey itself, again, you'll receive an email inviting you to complete it when it's your pack anniversary. You'll then sign into your research portal where you can which you have access to and get to from our website, dogagingproject.org. At first, you'll only see one survey, a life update. That simply gives you a chance to let us know about any major updates, like if your pup joined a new family in the past year. Now, once that's complete, you'll then get the smaller survey, different aspects of your dog's life, like environment or diet.
And speaking of diet, we have some big news on the diet survey in particular this year. It's been expanded to capture more about your dog's unique diet so that we can shed more light on the role that diet plays in your dog's health. We'll dig into more of that in next month's Pack Appreciation event. So stay tuned, join us next month for that information. Also, in our annual follow-up survey, we have two newer sections. One that looks at the human-animal bond, very important, and another that specifically asks about age-related changes. These additions, along with the changes to that diet survey, came about because of feedback from our wonderful participants. So thank you.
As promised, we have a special guest joining us for this month. Please welcome Chris Arkenberg.
Yay! Chris is probably familiar to many of you if you've ever written in to us for help. She expertly handles our support desk, but also does so much more behind the scenes. Chris has managed how we handle electronic medical records, which I'm sure you know is no easy task. In fact, Chris was recently published in a scientific journal describing how we use electronic medical records. Stay tuned for more on that soon. Chris, welcome. We are so happy to have you join us today.
Thanks for having me. And to those of you that I may have emailed with or talked to on the phone, hello again. I'm going to talk about veterinary medical records, but first, a bit of background on me. I spent over a decade in veterinary medicine, including in-clinic companion animal medicine. And during my graduate studies in wildlife science at Texas A&M, my primary focus was long-term behavioral and conservation research. During that time, I gained valuable experience with large data sets, and we used all sorts of different types of data, including videos and spreadsheets and photographs. And after grad school, I worked as an educator and a program director for a STEM-based program in the Austin, Texas area. Now, as a project manager with the Dog Aging Project, I'm responsible for a number of support operations, including veterinary medical records. Veterinary medical records are highly variable. They can be handwritten, meaning they're paper records. They can be electronic, meaning they're created in veterinary electronic medical records software and type. Or they can be a mix, which we usually consider hybrid records. The Dog Aging Project can only use electronic records created in veterinary medical software, but will also accept mixed or hybrid records. Submission of a veterinary medical record is not required to be a Dog Aging Project PAC member, but we do need it to be considered for some of our additional cohorts, like Precision or Triad. If you're already a Precision or Triad or Foundation member, and your veterinary clinic changes and is no longer using veterinary electronic medical record software, that's okay. Your participation in the cohort will not change. Now let's get to some of the common questions that we get about veterinary medical records. Sometimes when you log in to your Dog Aging Project portal to upload your veterinary medical records, that Upload Medical Records task is not available. There are a couple of reasons for this. The first is that there's sometimes a 24-hour delay between when you complete the survey, such as the annual follow-up survey, and when that task becomes available. So please give it 24 hours, and if it's still not available, reach out to us, the team at dogagingproject.org, and we can help resolve the issue. Another reason this might happen is that the deadline has passed. So once invited to upload a veterinary medical record, you'll have 40 days to complete that task, just like many of our other tasks. Now, once that deadline passes, it will close in your portal and will no longer be available. If you have medical records that you still want to upload, you may be able to continue to upload them after that deadline, but only if it's been a few days or weeks. If it's been more than 2 weeks after the deadline, please hold on to those records until your next annual follow-up. If you've changed veterinary clinics recently, or since your last update with us, you'll be able to update that during the annual follow-up. After you complete that life update survey that Jocelyn mentioned earlier, you'll move on to the contact info survey. During that time, you'll be able to review all of your profile information, including the clinic info. At that time, you can update your veterinary clinic information and some other information as well. Some people also ask us if they should schedule a new vet visit so they can get the newest information possible. It's not really necessary. We'll be asking you to update us on your veterinary information and provide us new vet records every year at the annual follow-up. So we'll always catch any new vet visits every year. Since we only have 40 days between when you're invited to upload your veterinary medical record and when that deadline is going to close, we don't want you to have to go to all that extra trouble to schedule a new special vet visit just to upload new medical records. We also know that some years you may not need to visit the veterinarian. Some people go multiple times a year, some people don't. and that's completely okay. During this task within your portal, you'll be able to tell us if you have new medical records to upload, or if there's nothing new to upload. You can tell us that you weren't able to obtain the records, and you can tell us why, or you can tell us that there's nothing new. You can also tell us if those records are handwritten. Now, you may have told us last year that the records were handwritten, but we will ask every year. This is because some clinics do transition from being handwritten to being hybrid or to being fully electronic. Or you may have changed clinics. We want to give everyone the opportunity to upload records whenever they can. Completing this task, whether the records are handwritten, whether you have new records to upload, or there's no records this year, it's very valuable for us. So please, whenever you are able to, please log in at portal.dogagingproject.org to go to your medical records upload tab or your annual follow-up and let us know. Knowing that you have handwritten records at your clinic or that there were no new records for this year is just as important for us as receiving those new records. We also get questions about what types of records are acceptable. We did recently publish a blog on DAP Happy Records. It's one of our Inside Science blogs, which looks at scientifically valid veterinary electronic medical records for the Dog Aging Project study. It goes into more detail about some of the things we're talking about now, but also has some information about other things we look for in records that provide the most information for the study. We cannot use invoices, receipts, and generally some of the discharge summaries and things like that that a veterinarian may send home with you whenever you leave an appointment. The reason for this is that we need the medical notes that a veterinarian provides. We need the laboratory and other diagnostic results. And we also look at the diagnoses and other information that is in those records. And generally those are not going to be available on an invoice or a receipt. Some people have also asked about the information, the documents that are in a clinic's patient portal. A lot of our clinics that are electronic do have their own patient portals that you can log into and download some information in. Generally, that information will not be quite enough, so we ask that you reach out to your veterinarian directly for a copy of the full medical record. If you have any questions about what is or is not acceptable, you can reach out to us at team@dogagingproject.org. We do also have some file types that we can and cannot take as well. Now, most of this is for safety, but some of it is also because of how the files are reviewed. Right now, we can take PDF, RTF, TXT, and doc files. We cannot accept zip files. We cannot open them for security and safety reasons. This is to protect everyone and their data. We also do not open JPEG, PNG, or GIF files. These are image files. We cannot open them. We cannot open EML files either. So if you have some of these file types and you're not sure what to do and you do want to provide them, please reach out to us and we will see what we can do and we can talk you through some steps as well. We also do have a hard limit of 10 files to be uploaded through your portal. Now, what this means, being a hard limit, is that even the staff cannot upload more than 10 files. So if you have uploaded all 10 files, or we have helped you upload all 10 files, we cannot upload any more. But we may be able to help you merge some files together or talk about other things we can do to decrease the number of files that are being uploaded so we can ensure everyone is able to upload the correct and appropriate number of files and as much information as they can during annual follow-up. Now, for some of these, we've also had people let us know that there are some discrepancies. You know, they've looked at these files and records that they've gotten from their veterinary clinics, and they've noticed that, you know, the dog's name is spelled differently, or the date of birth is different than what they know the dog's date of birth to be. We also have some dogs that have show or obedience names. And so those names may be a bit longer and they go by a alias or a nickname. So the names that we have in our records versus the names that are on some of the files and documents in the medical records may be different. maybe a spouse, partner, or a family member takes the dog to the veterinarian, and that may not be what we have on file. If you have any of these types of things in the records, you can reach out and let us know, and we'll make a note in your PUPS file as well. That way we don't have to reach out to you every time we notice something a bit different between the information. Now, a few specialty cases. So we have a number of participants who go to Banfield hospitals, and we know that there are lots of different types of records that Banfield hospitals can provide to their participants and their clients. And some of them provide great records for our purposes for research. So we highly recommend that if you do visit a Banfield clinic, that you please ask for the medical records summary or the medical summary report. Those are the best things that we can have for our research, and they provide us with everything we need for the dog aging project. Now, some clinics will give the vaccine history or things like that that really are more for boarding or grooming purposes, and they do provide some useful data, but they don't provide everything we need just yet. So if you have any questions about that, you can definitely reach out. Now, we also have some people that do struggle to upload through the portal for a number of different reasons. Now, some of those are technical. If you have an iPad, iPhone, or other handheld device, you may occasionally encounter an issue where you just cannot upload the record, or there may be another technical issue, it could be a bandwidth problem or something similarly, where you're trying to upload the record and it won't go. And if you're encountering that issue, please reach out to our team. Let us know what's happening. Let us know that it's an iPad and that it's not uploading, or that you've been trying to upload and it's been a little while and it's not working. And our concierge team will help with that. You can go ahead and attach that file, and that is one thing that we will help work through. Now, other times, if you are struggling with the uploading of the records or even the downloading of the records, for example, your clinic has emailed you a file or a couple of files, and now you want to go and upload them through your portal, but you're not quite sure how to get them onto your computer, or you're not sure how to upload them through your portal, we do have some great video tutorials on our FAQ page. So you can go to our dogagingproject.org and look for FAQs, and there are some video tutorials in there that will walk you through downloading a file or saving a file from your email account. It'll walk you through how to move those files around, found your download folder, and even how to make little folders and organize them so that you can save them from year to year, not just for us, but also for your own use. You can keep track of those files for your dog yourself. And then there's also another one that will walk you through uploading that file from year to year. We can only review records that have been uploaded through your personal research portal. So please go ahead and take a look at those video tutorials. There's also a couple of other FAQs in there. And again, we do have that new DAP Happy Records blog that was posted just a few days ago. And again, we do have that new DAP Happy Records blog that was posted just a bit ago, which will hopefully provide some other additional information for everyone. So now let's head back to Jocelyn and Harmony. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you, Chris. So when it comes to questions, we are answering them right now through your chat. So make sure if you have any questions, you can put them in the chat as well as at the dog park. So make sure to head over there and we will answer on any of your remaining questions. All right, so Chris, we do have a few questions. The first question we got today is from, I'm going to butcher it, Abizan from the dog park. And it was, does the study like to have multiple dogs from the same household? And because it seems like that might help control or owner behavior. That's what he wrote altogether. But does the study like to have multiple dogs from the same household? That is the question.
That's a great question. So the Dog Aging Project can only accept one dog from each household. This is for a couple of different reasons. Some studies love to have lots of dogs from the same household, and some are even designed for it. But right now, we can only have one dog per household. But during the annual follow-up, you'll be able to update us about any new family members that you have.
Perfect. Another question that we get asked a lot is, what if nothing has changed this year? And do they have to still complete the update? Like, can I skip any parts, or what needs to happen?
So it's really common for dogs, especially some that are a little younger, to not really have any changes to their health, their environment, their lifestyle, any of that stuff from year to year. But it's very important for us to learn that from year to year during your annual follow-up survey. So if your companion continues to do well and to thrive, we really need you to complete the annual follow-up, just like you would for any other thing. So we compare their information from year to year during this survey, because that's the heart of our longitudinal study. So having those consecutive years of information, it's really key. And your contribution, your dog's contribution to this science of the project lies within these completed surveys from year to year. Some people have to send our team an email with updates about their dog's health or behavioral changes, and that's really helpful. But for us to actually analyze that information and for it to become a part of our study, it really needs to be included in the annual follow-up survey. And all of the sections of the survey need to be completed every year for it to be submitted and analyzed.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, and we know the surveys take a while, but we need everything answered. Another common question that we get is, can I see my previous answers?
To minimize unintentional bias, we do not provide the previous answers from the surveys you may have taken last year or even the year before, except the health status survey. We know that sometimes you may not always know if you let us know about a previous diagnosis or anything like that. So we know that it's important for you to be able to look back and see that information. Additionally, you'll always be able to see any consent forms you've ever completed. You can download them within your portal. All you have to do is click the completed tab in your to-do list.
So another question we got from the dog park from Ibis Mark is there a way to report updates more frequently once your pack member has had a significant event?
So certain cohorts are asked to update us more frequently. Triad, for example, those participants are asked to let us know about major events as they happen and complete surveys more often throughout the year. There are only about 600 participants in that cohort. Meanwhile, the entire pack includes over 40,000 dogs and growing. That means we have to keep things manageable, and the annual follow-up survey allows us to maximize the scientifically useful information that we collect from you, all while still being manageable. So for most of our pack members, the major event form is used to collect information about if the dog has been rehomed or may have passed away. But you'll be able to tell us about other things, such as updates to their health or recent injuries or surgeries, maybe if they've had puppies, things like that during the annual follow-up survey.
Right. And I believe you mentioned it earlier, just save it on your computer so you can put these updates in the annual follow-up. Now, another question that we commonly get is, can I change my answers?
So once you submit a survey, you really cannot change answers. This is because we begin analysis on these surveys pretty much immediately. Now, if there's something in your survey that you have a question about or you're really concerned will affect the data analysis, you can reach out to our team at team@dogagingproject.org, and you can let us know, and we can get back to you on that. But once those surveys have been submitted, they go for analysis to our team pretty much immediately. So generally, the answer is no, that we cannot change those answers.
Awesome. Well, that's all we have so far. But again, if anyone has any more questions, make sure to put them at the dog park. We're going to answer them all there. Thank you so much, Chris, for answering all these questions and giving us all this wonderful information. And yeah.
That sounds great, Jocelyn. Thank you. We know the surveys we send your way take valuable time to complete, and we thank you for your commitment to the Dog Aging Project and taking it as seriously as we do. You share our passion for companion canine longevity, and these surveys are an integral piece of that mission. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to everyone who are joining us today. A huge thank you to Harmony and Chris for sharing all that wonderful information. Yes, we couldn't do this without our PAC members. And for all our PAC members who are currently watching and participating in today's PAC event, Thank you so much. We are truly grateful and appreciate you for your continued support of the Dog Aging Project. Now make sure to go to the dog park and enter in our Pack Appreciation giveaway. We will announce the winners on the dog park forum, so be sure to head over there, and we'll be answering any of your remaining questions about today's event also at the dog park. Now, speaking of the dog park, a quick shout out to Eric, the dog father of the dog park, our tech guru behind the scene. He put today's wonderful event together, and a huge thank you to Eric. Also, be sure to join us next month when we'll be talking about our newly expanded diet survey. We'll also talk about a special survey going to PAC members in September called the Canine Social and Learned Behavior Survey. So subscribe to this channel to receive alerts when the next video is coming. And also don't forget to like and share this video. Yes, please, and share with all your friends. And also like and subscribe to all our social medias. We are on Facebook, we're on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and we're newly on TikTok. So go find us. And of course, we're on YouTube, so give us a thumbs up. Now, we thank you, we love you, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Bye.